Hello, it's Dr. Mike here. So, quick video on launching Jupyter Notebook in case you have any issues. And there's some oddities between different operating systems. Always look at the documentation provided by Anaconda and Jupyter. But normally we launch Jupyter. So right now I do have Anaconda loaded and it's installed on my Mac here, and I launch it. When I click launch, you notice it goes to here. It opens up the console command. So you might need to check settings if you're on Mac and see, well, in this case it's loading here. So system settings. So you might need to check the permissions, check accessibility and permissions for Anaconda, because I might need to access a terminal here. So very important there. So you can look for permissions and security, privacy security, terminal access, full disk access. You'll see I have Anaconda navigators allowed, terminals allowed, but what else we have? So check that out, make sure that it has full access. The idea is when it launches Anaconda, it actually launches a small web browser. And you noticed here, right now it's set to actually use Chrome. So Chrome is launched, and it actually launched with Jupyter already running. So what you don't see here is there is something needed. So there is this key here. See this? If I try to go to Jupyter in a different web browser, if I go localhost 888 tree, so I'm going to copy that. Let's say I'm going to do that in Edge. You notice it says you need a password token. You need to do the things. This is the token right here. So you have to be able to find the terminal. Now again, if you're on a Mac, you should see it. I think it might launch the command browser. So again, that is right here, this token. So close that out here. So the best way to do it is either copy the token itself, which is this token equal, and put it in the password token, or in your new browser, just copy this entire URL. Copy that. And voila. So that's one of the big things about it launching. So if you're on Mac, make sure you check permissions. Let me see if you hit quit, you notice it will actually kill the process. It says it stopped. I'm going to exit Chrome. And you see here it says process complete. And then I can quit terminal. So if you're on Mac, look at the settings. I usually give it full disk access for Anaconda and Jupyter Notebook. Check the privacy and security, and also accessibility, which sounds weird, but I don't think accessibility is needed, but it's really privacy and security. And you want to look for definitely disk access, and it might need to have access for the terminal, which I don't think is needed anymore. So, and then please look at documentation. That should help you out there too. So. Which a lot of times you can find documentation, definitely Google it, or they have it based here, documentation. So, which looks great, doesn't it? So, I don't know why it's blocked like that. That's weird. Anyway, that is the last second video here. So, and when you're done, of course, when you're finished, you can quit terminal, which I did. If that process didn't quit, so let's launch Jupyter Notebook again. So Jupyter Notebook I launch. In this case, you see it launches terminal, and there's the token. Now the token's been passed. You can't see it here, but it's been passed already to the session here. So let's say you're doing your work, then maybe I do a new Python 3 notebook. You know, you can see it's creating stuff here. You do your stuff. Let's just leave that. You know, so it's still running. So I'm gonna shut that one down. Now, let's say I don't do quit or log out. Let's say I don't click quit. If I just close Chrome, it's still running. In here, you do Control C. There we go. I'll say you want to shut this down. Yes, and now it's complete. Now you can quit terminal. So that's just a quick tip. Hopefully it helps out. And then when you're done, quit Anaconda Navigator. A couple things to note here. Always look at the documentation. Don't be afraid to Google it. you'll find some help, especially with the token, how to use a token or use a different web browser. And there's ways to set the default web browser for Anaconda. In fact, my default web browser on my system is Safari, but it launched in Chrome, and there's somewhere in the settings it can be set. I forgot where it's at. So it should launch your default web browser by default though, and that should work. I use this in Edge, it works in Chrome. I even use it in Safari, so Jupyter Notebook should work in any modern web browser. Anyways, hopefully that helps out.